Hello, my name is Rona Payne and I'm a student support tutor here at Nescall. Today's session, I'm going to be speaking to you about how to manage your time. So let's get started. So stage 1 is analysis. This is when you analyse how you currently do things so you can change to be more productive. So let's give you some steps in how to do this. Firstly, analyse how you spend your time. So, over a couple of days, note down everything that you're doing, everything you're spending your time on. And this could be things like 20 minutes of studying, 30 minutes checking your phone, 45-minute lunch, and so on. And just do this for a couple of days. Don't try to be extra productive, just do everything as you normally would. So then, stage 2, create a plan to avoid your distractions. So after you've done your analysis over the couple of days, look back over how you spent your time and try and notice times when you were distracted, when you wasted time, and then think about how you can make use of that time better. For example, you might have found that you spent 2 hours checking your phone one day when you could have been studying. So then think about how you can avoid checking your phone throughout the day. Can you leave your phone in a different room, turn it on silent, turn it off, or even check out an app called Off Time which blocks your phone while you study? You could also have other distractions like family members chatting, so think about how you can avoid these types of distractions as well. Also, this strategy should help you recognise what time of day you work best. Did you have a more concentrated study time in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? It's good to know when you study best, so then you can organise your schedule around this. So then, step 3 is analyse your environment. So consider how you study best. Do you study best listening to music? Consider even which type of music you study best while listening to. Or do you study best with some chatter in the background? Or complete silence? It could be that when you're doing specific things you need complete silence, but other times you work best listening to music. So now we're on to stage 2, which is planning. So we'll be looking at different steps to help you plan to meet all your deadlines. So the first step is to note down all your deadlines. As soon as you know what your deadlines are for your different units, take note of them, and that'll help you to prepare your schedule going forwards. So now that you've got a note of all your deadlines, add these to a calendar. You can use a digital calendar such as Google Calendar and add all your deadlines into that. Or if you prefer using paper copies, you can use a paper calendar and note your deadlines that way. It might be helpful for you to colour code your different deadlines into the deadlines for different units and classes. And then the next stage is to split your assignments into manageable chunks. So take one assignment to start off with, or piece of coursework, and split it into tasks which you can do in one day. So maybe it would be create an essay plan or write the introduction. And split each assignment into all of these different chunks, all of these small steps. So then we can add this into your daily scheduling, and it also gives you motivation along the way that you're ticking things off and you're getting through your work, which encourages you to keep going. The next step is to prioritise your work. You might have lots of deadlines coming up for different classes, and it might be a bit overwhelming. But it helps to consider what you need to work on first. So which deadline is soonest, or which exam is going to take the longest to revise for. This helps you to work out what you need to work on first and what you can perhaps start in a couple of weeks' time. You might prefer to work on one deadline at a time and complete the assignment before you go on to something else. Or some people prefer to work on several assignments at once. Perhaps that keeps your motivation going, and that's totally fine, whatever works best for you. So then choose 1 to 3 tasks to do each day. You've now split all your deadlines into these manageable chunks. So now consider what you can work on each day to work towards each of these deadlines. You might prefer to plan all the way until all of your deadlines are completed, or you might prefer to do a weekly plan and then review how your week went and then make any changes in the following week. So you can either add these tasks to your calendar, either digitally or on paper, or you can write it elsewhere. So now we're on to stage 3. You've done all your planning, so now you've got to do some work. So here's some tips to help you put your plan into action. So firstly, a really useful technique for your studies is the Pomodoro technique. This technique means that you study for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. You then repeat this 4 times and take a longer break at the end. So the idea is that you study really well for a concentrated period of time, but not so well if you do too long at once, as you can get tired and be less productive. It can be helpful to set a small target for something you want to complete during the 25 minutes of study to help you stay motivated. Also, enjoy your breaks. Try to avoid technology if you can, as this doesn't allow your mind to fully switch off. So why not do something else, like making coffee, reading a book, or talking to family members or flatmates? And you got this. Don't beat yourself up if things don't go as planned. It's really difficult to plan in advance and know exactly how things are going to go. Things can crop up or take longer than expected. It's totally fine to keep amending your plan as things go along. If you have a day or two where you really aren't up for studying, then take time to rest and then try and get back to your studies and your schedule the next day. So thank you very much for coming to my session about how to manage your time. If you would like further support with your studies, contact us at studentsupport@nesco.ac.uk. Goodbye.